size man good nito.
Hello, good morning, Azamis. Good morning, Azamis Occidental. I'm here live in La Salle University, Azamis City. Let me share this video first to my wall. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? If you're in, kindly like and share this live video for your friends. We will have a very informative discussion this morning.
Sa kani ang buto sa default ani mo.
Nagkalibre, no? Default mo yan.
Libre gid mo. Ay mo atensyon mo naman.
Hindi mo dito yung 01 ito. 3 dots.
Basta depende sa pag-face mo man. Pwede mo ka mag-face as in.
Can you guys hear me? Who is there already? Give me a heart. Give me a thumbs up.
Right. Okay.
Who are there? Let me know if there. Thank you so much.
Then, say, i-add ko yung sa ubos ang variable.
Thank you so much to my sister all the way from Singapore for locking in.
Dili. Dayon, isa may akong ikuan. Save na name. Ay, lagi ka drama.
Okay. Hi to my mama.
Ibutang mo siya sa ubos.
Watching all the way from our home. Hello, everybody.
I-unpublish na, sir, din.
Let us wait for a few minutes before we're going to start our discussion. Saying hi to all my colleagues here in La Salle University. Hi.
We're busy.
We're busy doing our modules for the upcoming first semester. Thank you so much for locking in, guys. How about our Negosyo Center family out there? Are you guys there already? All right, so allow me to share my screen to you this time. Okay, can you hear my voice and can you see my screen?
Then pages front page.
All right, what do you see in your screen? Hello. Good morning once again. So I am here again. Welcome to another live discussion for Monday Matters with me. So let me introduce myself to you again. Okay, so this was our protocol. Okay, so I am again Engineer Mary Rosalie P. Olandesca, full-time faculty at the Sa University of Zani's teaching physics and chemistry. With that, I also have my own brand, which is Sachino Fragrances and Soap Works. We ventured into balloons and party needs, as well as travel and tours. And with all the experiences I have, I would like to share them all to you. So I come up with my blog, which is www.theothersideoftrade.com. With this, I was also invited by the Department of Trade and Industry to be one of their local business coaches, along with Coach Johan Dagandara of John's Cuisine, Coach Alton Perez of Gab's Bake Shop, Dr. Daryl Pamashon Quinto of LaSalle University, and Coach Michael Amores, CPA. So we had our projects together. We had our free business coaching and mentoring at the Negosyo Center, and we also went to the barangays for Negosyo Servisyo ng Barangay. And last year, I was so privileged to have been invited to be one of the local business coaches for the KMME Mentor Me on Wheels. This was in Cagayan de Oro City in Ayala Centrio. So thank you so much, Go Negosyo, for this opportunity. And since last year, we also collaborated with other local business coaches, and we welcome on board Kuya Rio de Barras, as well as Engineer Julius and my ninong Eddie Apostolo. And with this, because of the pandemic, as my way to reach out to our local MSMEs, I ran this program for your effective social posts, how to monetize your blog and your vlog. And the other week, we had product development and posting for face masks with my featured guest, Shielo Cervantes of Senina. And last Monday, another very trending episode with another featured guest for product development and posting for cakes and pastries with Mr. Oyas Mendoza of Purple Yum Pastries and Cakes, the yummiest ubi cake in town. Okay, and this morning we're going to tackle about labeling and branding with another featured guest. But before anything else, let us have our house rules. So what is my number one rule? My number one rule, you get your pen and papers so you can jot down what we will be talking about, and you listen to our discussion with Sir Oyas Mendoza that are used during production. Third is include the labor costs, which is in accordance to the minimum wage law of your locality. That is very important. Fourth, add up the cost of packaging and labeling, and that's what we're going to discuss this morning. And fifth, mark up with a certain percentage in accordance to our government trade law. So if we are going to have our business, let us make sure na naabot tayo ginansya, dili ginansi. Okay? So, welcome to our Monday Matters with Me, July 27 edition with a featured guest. And let me introduce him to you. Our guest for this morning was a renowned disc jockey or DJ of Line 96 in the late 90s and early 2000s. and cool radio these recent years. He is an organic farmer. He is also a member of the Misamis Occidental Organic Farming Association and a director of the Marketing and Communications Office of LaSalle University of Zami. He is my colleague here in LaSalle. He is also a fellow business coach in Negosyo Center and DEI. He is also the owner of DB3 Farm and Campsite in Oroqueta City, wherein they have their specialty. Okay, what is their specialty? They grow sweet basil, the healthiest sweet basil in the province. And he also has his own product, which is pesto. So who likes pesto here? Hands up, okay, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, and like and share this live videos. And public figure, Kuya Rio de Barras. Okay, let me add him on our screen first. Okay, hi Kuya Rio.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I am,
Okay. So
yeah,
how are you?
I'm actually feeling under the weather, but the show must go on for you. Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, Kuya Rio is live in her very own home because he's not feeling well.
Yep.
Okay, so let us talk about labeling and branding this morning.
All right.
Okay, so let us have Kuya Rio. Let's give him the floor. Take it away, Kuya.
All right. So, again, good morning, everyone, to our viewers. I'll be sharing to you my slides, but before that, wait, have to. Okay. Where is it? I'll share screen, and then how do I do this one? All right, share screen. Okay. Okay. And then share to you my slides. Okay. All right. Can you see the slides now? Hey. All right. So let's start with branding and labeling. All right. So with branding, um, I might want to ask you guys also what branding is all about. So, what is a brand? And the next question would be, why do we need one? Right. So, just for the information of everybody, so this is how we define, all right, brand. Brand is actually an identifying symbol. It could also be a mark, a logo, a name, a word, or a sentence that companies use to distinguish their product. A combination of one or more of those elements can be utilized to create a brand identity, right? So I don't know if you guys would still remember way back, if you wanted to buy a toothpaste, most of the people would say, oh, papalitak ko og the brand name. And sometimes murag malimtan na ang what the product is really is. So that's what we call branding, right? So that's why sometimes if we buy toothpaste, we get to say the name of the brand. Oy, papalit ako Colgate instead of saying, hi, I want to buy a toothpaste or something like that. So that's part of branding already. And also, palitag soft drinks. Usually, cola, right, or Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola, something like that, right? So it's actually part of it. All right, and branding is very, very important about. Now, if we go a little deeper with that one, legal protection given to a brand name is actually called a trademark. So some of those who are big businesses already would go into trademark. Okay, so next, right? Why do we need one? Why is branding very important? Right, in your business, you need to know that branding is very important because not only is it what makes a memorable impression on your customers or consumers, but it also allows your customers and clients to know what to expect from your company. All right. So I don't know if you've heard, like, di ba na yung mga taglines ang mga ubang mga companies. So those taglines are actually very important as well, and because that would somehow give an impression of the consumers or the customers on how or what the product should or say lang gina-promise or what the product should also deliver. Like for example, in LaSalle University, before we have our tagline, "We lead." All right, so it's something that would we wanted the students to know that we lead, meaning, hey, we're leading in our percentage when it comes to our board exam passers. We're leading. All right, in this side of Mindanao, we're actually leading. Now we go into something like LaSalle University now is actually having the tagline "Reshaping Futures." Now it's quite timely for me. We decided to have our previous president of LaSalle decided to come up with "Reshaping Futures" 2 years ago. Now it's quite timely right now because it's actually we're trying to reshape the future. We're actually entering into a new normal. And that's very important as well. We need to let the people know. We need to let our clients, our customers know that what are we trying to promise to them, and that's very important when it comes to branding as well. All right, so branding is also very important because it is also a way of distinguishing yourself from the competitors and clarifying what it is you offer that makes you the better choice. So this is the time for you to actually kanang kumbaga manghinambog ka kung unsa ang imo ang gi-offer. It's somehow also making your position, all right, trying to position your company, your product, all right, because you want this is us very, very important, right? So here, the power of branding. Okay, it's very important that you actually know the power of branding. All right, now for you to come up with this, you need to know your portfolio, right? You need to have a very good portfolio management. And then also I'd like to discuss later on the brand architecture. It's very important, all right? Because if you have a weak portfolio in your company, all right? So as you go into the brand architecture, medyo weak pod ang ato ang mahimong architecture, all right? Sa brand nato. All right? So pasensya na gamay because I'm not really feeling well. I'm having some runny nose. My tummy is not doing so good right now. Well, anyway, let me just say hello to Mom Jane. She's watching right now. All right, May, can you still hear me? Engineer May? Hello? I'm not hearing you. I'm not quite sure if you guys are actually hearing me well. All right. So going back, all right, we need to know about your portfolio management. So here, portfolio management is this. All right. You need to know, all right, from your product or from your company, right, what is it that you promise to your customers? For example, on my part, for DB3 Farm and Campsite, we promise that we actually give healthy options. All right, what I'm trying to say is that our products there, all right, are all organic. Now, I'm not quite sure if you guys are aware, all right, in the global setting, all right, many would love to have organic products now. diba? I don't know if you notice that one. Even shampoo, mayroon sila nga, this is from organic, blah blah blah, things like that, right? But there's a regulation on that as well locally. That's why I'm a member of the MOO. MOAA, right? Misamis Occidental Organic Association, Agriculture Association. You need to have that one so that you will be guided on how to do it the right way, organically, because you can't just claim that you're an organic farm without membership and without them also checking on your farm. All right, so that's very important. Okay, because right now we know that there are a lot of people who go through who are inflicted with cancer, the big C and all. Most of the doctors would recommend, hey, you go organic. Your food should be organic. The products that you would be eating should be organic, less chemicals, no chemicals at all, things like that. All right, so that's very important. So you need to know from your portfolio that these are the things that I offer. All right, and from that, all right, you do a little research on who your target customers are, and what kind of branding and what kind of positioning would you want to have for your products, right? So for example, what because we do have a lot of like sweet basil in the farm now. Overproducing it's not a, for me, it's not quite an essential for all those who cook, all right, especially in the household. But those who know how to use the basil would love to use basil more, right? But not everyone is into it now. Now, for me to actually preserve the sweet basil, all right, I need to come up with a product now. The product that we actually made is actually the pesto, all right. So pesto is not so, for me, it's not so popular for everyone. But for those who know pesto is really good and it's healthy, right? But I wanted to come up with a little twist on the pesto that we offer, because some of the pesto they used cashew nuts or probably plain peanuts. All right. So with the product that we use, or we added up actually from sweet basil, from the extra virgin olive oil, we added up a new ingredient to it. Instead of like using the cashew nuts or probably a plain peanut, all right, we came up with pistachio. So pistachio is also one very healthy nut, all right. So we mixed it up. I used pistachio for my pesto. That's why initially we called it one as pisto. Pis for pistachio and to for the pesto. But the KMME, I was so glad and that I was part of it. Our Kapatid Mentor Me program. All right, we were actually coached. We do a little, revisions on the kind of branding that we did. So just also to what do you call this one? To match with the demands of the younger generations, also to attract them. We wanted to come up with a little bit millennial kind of name. So we call it one as Pistachio X Pesto. All right. So that's a recommendation. So we're actually doing it, and I hope that the millennials would love to try it out. Now that's about portfolio management. So what is your promise to your customers? You promise something healthy. You promise something different. You promise something that would that is organic and all right. So based on those, you can actually come up with ideas already. So since it is more of an organic thingy, so it has to be probably the colors that you might be putting would be more of the earth colors, right? So from your portfolio management, you get to dissect and try to check out what would be the best colors, what would be the brand code that I will be using, right? So now next is what makes your product different from the others, all right? So probably, for example, you're selling, let's say, leche flan. You're selling leche flan. Everyone's selling leche flan online, right? And what could be the difference of your leche flan to the others, right? So probably you would say, oh, my leche flan, I'm not using the magic sugar. I'm not using white sugar. I'm not using blah, blah, blah. Or probably your leche flan, you're using your cocoa sugar, all right? So what are the benefits of having a cocoa sugar? So cocoa sugar is more healthy than the sugar, the commercial sugars. All right. So that's something that would set you apart from the others. So that makes your product a little different from the rest. All right. So you need to plot it out. You need to manage it. All right. You need to know what are the things that makes your product different from the others. So that's very important because these are actually, should I say, the baseline of how to do the brand architecture. All right. So what is your promise? What is or what makes your product different from the others? All right. So are you still with me? Am I talking too fast or what? All right. You just have to let me know. All right. You can actually. All right. So you can actually send a comment just in case you would like to, make me go a little slower and all. All right. So I'm just very conscious with my nose. That's why I wanted to talk a little faster. All right. So next is this. All right. Brand architecture. The brand codes. Brand code is very important. All right. For example, Pen Shop. All right. Pen Shop before started with this. Can you check that out? There's this some sort of like a pen. All right. So Pen Shop started with that one. All right. That's their brand code. All right. So they started with that, and it depends also on let's say the hype or the trend during that time. But they evolve actually into the new one, which is just plainly Pen Shop in a box. All right, and also you need to be mindful as well with the colors and all. Now, for example, you are actually, let's say, your product is a bakery, or you're doing some like bread and pastries and all, right? So you're into bakery, right? So probably you could come up with some brand codes, like for example, rolling pin or something like that, to be part of your logo and all right? So that's very important, right? So that, however, would also be connected to the portfolio, your cost, or like your product portfolio. All right. So for example, your main ingredient, let's say, is for example, mine is basil. So I can come up with a leaf of a basil, all right, or the most famous one with the four kind of leaf of a basil, the small one, all right. So I can incorporate that in my brand, all right. So things like that. So that's very, very important. Okay. Now, in the brand architecture, I'm not quite sure if you guys are aware that colors actually attract a lot. All right. There's a certain meaning, or there's a meaning in every color that you're going to use for your branding. All right. So let's start with red. All right. There are a lot actually of, let's say, food industry, fast food, who actually loves the color red. Why? Okay, so here it is. Red actually means passion, right? It's passionate. Red could also be active. Red could be exciting, all right? So fast foods, since it is a fast food, it has to be exciting. It has to be very active, because you can't afford that people will have to stay in your dining area for so long, right? So you need to have a fast pacing, because it's fast food, right? So meaning you don't encourage them to actually stay so long in your store, because that means the turnover of customers would be quite long as well. So you wanted them fast, all right? It has to be exciting. It has to be bold. There's energy. In the red color, it's youthful. It's physical, pioneering, leader. There's confidence. There's ambition, power, and all. So you can check out also the different brands that actually using red, right? Kellogg's cornflakes, right? Virgin, that's a cola also, all right? Lego is also one. Lego, because it's exciting for the kids. It's youthful, right? It's full of energy. You can come up with your own, designs with Lego, right? Coca-Cola, actually, right? It has something, all right? Active. Coke, it's exciting when you drink Coca-Cola, things like that. Nintendo also is using red, all right? Red Bull for power, for confidence and all, right? For you to have power and all. So that's for red. Pinterest also is actually using red. Now pink, however, all right, you can based on your company profile and all, you would know which color to use because you've defined it already. What kind of product are you offering to your customers? What is your promise to them? So you need to define it clearly so that when you choose the right color, it would match it and it would help. All right, it would help for the customers to actually rely on your product as well. So pink means love, it's calm, respect, warmth, long term, feminine. All right, it's more assertive, sensitive, and nurture. There's also possibilities and unconditional. These are the qualities of a color pink. All right. So some brands are using pink, the Cosmopolitan, Victoria's Secret, Barbie. It's all for the ladies and all. Right. So that's for the pink. All right. Purple, however, means deep. There's creativity in it and unconventional when it comes to purple, right? So original. That's why purple yum is original, right? And also there's stimulation, individual, wealth, compassion, distinguished, respectable, and fantasy. There are some actually banks who also use a little bit of purple because of it's actually respectable, right? Things like that. Most of the brands that are using purple are Cadbury, Chocolate, Yahoo, Hallmark. All right, they're using these because it's more of the creativity, the originality, stimulation, right, and the compassion as well. So if you think your product is something like that, you can actually use a color purple as well. Now navy blue, however, is more of a trust. Um, it means there's order. It means there's loyalty. It means there's sincerity, authority, communication, confidence, peace. Uh, there's also control, responsible success. It's something like that. That's why most of the banks are also using navy blue. All right, because of its trust, and because you wanted to entrust your money to a certain bank, they're using blue, and some of them are using that. All right, so some of the things or some of the brands that are using this one, the color blue, Facebook. All right, um, there's Reebok and Gap, Twitter, and all right. So those are the companies that are using blue. All right, so if you think your company falls into that one, you can also use the navy blue. All right. Green, however, means balance. Right. So there's growth, restore. Green is some sort of a natural thingy, right? So there's sanctuary, equilibrium. There's generosity, possibility, nature. There's clarity, prosperity, safety, stable. All right. So there are some banks actually are using green and blue because of that safety, stability. All right, and things like that. I think the one that's using green is also East West Bank. Security Bank is also using green and blue. Things like that. So the other brands are using green. Tic Tac, Lacoste, of course. All right, you know that one. Starbucks, right? So, if you're into wellness, I think you also would love to use the color green, all right? Blue, however, means spirit, all right? High spirit, all right? Content, control, rescue, and there's also um, ambition, openness, self-sufficient, and determination as well. That's why blue. All right. Some of the banks are really, really using blue. Right. Most of them blue, and then there's red as well, and then green. A combination of the three. All right. That's because of that one. All right. Now, brands that are actually using the color blue. All right. We've got Intel, Explorer, Blu-ray disc, Skype, Twitter, and some other brand. All right. Now, lastly, the color orange, all right, means instinct, warmth, gut reaction, optimistic, spontaneity, extrovert, social, freedom, impulse, motivation. So these are actually the characteristics of an orange color, and that's very important as well in you using it in your branding. All right. So we're all aware about Fanta, Royal True Orange as well. MasterCard is also using that one, and a whole lot more. All right, Nickelodeon. All right, so everything that you put into your brand has a meaning. So you need to always trace back to what your promises are for your customers. You have to trace it back. All right, if these are the things that I would want to communicate to my customers, so it matters a lot, and that's why I'm sharing this one to you, so that when you want how you are different from the others and all right. um Next. All right. Okay, so do you guys have questions about branding? Hello. Okay. Engineer May, are you there? Engineer May, I can't hear you. Okay. So what's that, Engineer May? Okay, I think I have to move on. All right, I'm going to share to you guys a slide that's coming from. All right, wait. All right, so this is actually a slide I borrowed, and this is about the mandatory labeling requirement. So I want you guys to check this out. Wait, let me just share to you the slide. Sorry. Okay. Wait. So let me just share this one to you. So this is for the mandatory labeling requirements. I know you guys are some of you might be starting already your own products and business. All right. So according to Republic Act 3720, Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act prescribes rules and regulations. All right, for the packaging and labeling of foods distributed in the Philippines. Bureau of, or FDA, or BFAD rather, Bureau of Food and Drugs. All right, interprets regulations and details of the RA 3720, provides list of substances permitted for use in food and food packaging materials. So this one, all right, labeling, all right, means provision of adequate information and accurate identification of the pre-product or pre-packaged rather foods on the package. Means by which product and by which product communicates with the consumer's traders regulatory agency, and it must be correct, not misleading, accurate, and legible. All right. Now, these are parts of the label. All right. So PDP stands for Principal Display Panel or Alternative Principal Display Panel. Portion of the package label. All right. That is most likely nga makita dayon sa mga customers. All right. So dapat when you do the labeling, makita siya dito. Sometimes food package may also have an alternative principal display panel, which refers to the other surface of the package that is also suitable for display as PDP. Required information, product identity, name, and then net content declaration. Right. So this is actually, if you're using a rectangular, right? All right, so mo ni siyang ang kinta mo ang height and width, right? So this is how you determine where your PDP is. Okay, and for cylindrical, katong mga those who are using bottles and all right, for cylindrical or nearly cylindrical containers, it is 40% of the value of the height of the container times the circumference. So that should be your area of PDP. So you just do the math, all right? But that's very important. Di gid pwede na gagmay ra kayo inyong ibutang, but you have to use 40% of the of it, all right? Next, all right, parts of the label, determination of the area of PDP. For other shaped containers, it's always 40% of the total surface area, includes or excluding the tops, the kaning mga for example, top of a triangular or rectangular package, the area shall consist the entire top surface. So that's why kung kanang mga box tibuok yun siya, usually ang gibutangan ana. Okay. Information panel, all right? It is the label panel immediately to the right of the PDP as seen by the consumer facing the product with the following exemptions. If this panel too small to accommodate the necessary information, it is not usable. Example, folded flaps, all right? Then the information panel is the next label panel immediately to the right of this panel of the label. It is the package, if the package rather has one of more alternative PDP, the information panel is immediately contiguous and to the right of any PDP. And if the top of the container is the PDP, and the package has no alternative PDP, the information panel is any panel adjacent to the PDP. So adjacent siya sa PDP. All right. So if this is it, all right, so this is a PDP, ang adjacent, mo na din siya ang imong information panel. I don't know, you check on the different boxes, di ba? Ang main na dire, and then information na sa kilid na dayon ipang butang. Katong naka-box na siya gibutang. All right? All right, information panel, required information, all other mandatory information, which include the name and address of the manufacturer, packer, or distributor, the ingredient list, and the country of origin. It's very important. The nutritional facts, all right, when present, may appear on, all right, the information. Okay, next. Mandatory labeling requirements, the product identity or name. The name should distinguish the product from the other products of the same type. Okay, so nagit dapat distinguished na siya. Dili pwedeng na pareho silang tanan sugar, ana. So nagit siya. A sufficient precise description of the food and of its nature. Product name should not be misleading, and the name prescribed by law. It's very important that your product should not be misleading. All right, the best, blah blah blah. Okay, so dili na pwedeng ang imong product name. Now, the content declaration, expression of the weight, measure, or numerical count, or a combination of numerical count and weight of the product inside the package. For example, net weight, mo na siya, net with contents, mo na siya. So you need to put all these necessary na mga information. Okay, ingredients is also very important. Ingredients are defined in the article to mean any substance, including additives used in the manufacture or preparation of a foodstuff and still present in the finished product. So importante kayo siya. Right? Listing of all ingredients and components of the product is in descending order of predominance by weight. For example, manggod mo yun ka nga, I'm not using sugar. Ni pagabot dito ning gawas po dito, di ba? So, muna importante kayo siya. So, it's in order. So, pinakadako, pinaka-box sa imuhang kuan gamit, hantod na kagamay na lang siya. So, the main, for example, is snails and coconut milk. So, main niya nga produkto is the snail. All right, snail, and then next is the coconut milk, and then sometimes we just put a little salt, and then a little garlic, and a little spice. So, muna siya nga, more descending order na dahil na siya. Okay? And you need to put also if you're using preservative, or if you're not using, all right, so, may mo gina siyang i-declare dito kay importante mo kayo na, because there are also some customers, for example, nga dili, for example, wala ni mo giputang dito nga naaday kay gisagol nga peanuts. Now, nakakaon siya ato niya, allergic siya og peanut, all right? So mo na importante gud na ibutang nimo tanan so that the customers would know dili ko pwede ani because na siya peanut or pwede ko ani kay okay ra daay ko so that's why your information there is very very important. All right, mandatory labeling requirements. All right, ang name and address of the manufacturer, packer, or the distributor. So example would be this: manufactured by, distributed by, and then packed by. Right, importante na siya. And also the country of origin, like product of the Philippines, product of Misamis Occidental Philippines. All right. Lot identification code. This is also very important. Lot identification code or product code shall be embossed or otherwise permanently marked on a immediate individual packages or containers. Why? Kailangan dili siya dapat dali mapanas. Because if there's going to be, for example, na ay something sa imong produkto and for product recall, it will be a lot easier to identify. Dili na sila magkuan-kuan. Dapat dili siya mapanas po dayon. So that it will be a lot easier to pull out for product recalls. Okay? Next. Open date marking for specific food. Okay? Means legibly indicating a date on food labels. Okay? Legibly dapat makita gid siya. Packages sometimes man natay makita dito nga kanus ani gikuan ato pang panghiling-hilingon og unsa di ba. So packages for the purpose of informing the customer about the expected quality of product at a given period of time provided that it has been properly stored. All right? So dapat ibutang po di mga storage dito, room temperature or what, keep refrigerated and all. Consume before and best before. For bakery products, milk and milk products, vitamin C enriched, liquid fruit drinks, and also kana sila ibutang po to ninyo. Now this is for US and Japan. All right, I'm going to skip that one. All right, for barcodes, you'll be using this one for katong mga dagko na kayo nga mga companies. They're using this. All right. And for Philippine Article Numbering Council, managed article number in Philippines that is affiliated with the International Article Numbering Association. So one is for you to do the barcodes. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay. Oops. All right, Engineer May.
In the slide.
Do you have any
So daghan kaayo
questions?
sa karon regarding branding and labeling.
Hello?
So do you have questions there? Mga viewers nato, we can ask Kuya Rio for that because you can
Yeah. By the way, you guys can also check out, by the way, our Instagram account, all right, just in case you wanted to check out some of our products. It's DB3 _ secret _ guarded, all right. So you can just check that out. You do have I posted some of our products there.
have your FB page also.
Yeah, the FB page you can check out DB3 Farm, and I think we use the name DB3 Organic Farm and Campsite for that.
Kuya, naad ay nag-PM kuya. Dayon dili lang sa niya ipahibalo ang iyang ngalan. Interesado siya sa brand labeling. Aha daw siya makaadto for consultation.
Oh, okay. We probably mag-unsa na lang ta you call that one after office hours. We can meet somewhere. Yeah, in a coffee shop maybe. Para ano lang, we do consultation because like I'm actually full time sa LaSalle, so from 8 to 5 I'm with LaSalle University. Yeah. And we can do because we're from DTI, we can do free consultation for that. Sa Negosyo Center.
Right, so we have free consultation by schedule in DTI and Negosyo Center for the product labeling and branding. And you may also PM Rio Taz de Barras for your labeling concerns. Kay murag daghan gyud kaayong i-itemize sa ato ang product labels. Okay? So, let us have our kuan karon kuya. Other questions for you. So, kano saan mo na-realize kuya nga ganahan di ka mag-farming?
Well, you know, siguro it was in the year 2010 when I started to begin the passion of farming. But I really never had a time to go full time and then do the work and all. Because I was actually in Cebu back then, and then pagbalik na ko din I tried to start it with some because daghang nag-introduce about rubber trees, daghang tong mga kuan-kuan, but then akong nahuna-una murag rubber trees murag gamay ra aning commit ato because they wanted to have pila to ka murag 100 hectares of rubber trees nga mo produce din sa Misop, and then moto nga na ay mura og from Japan man siguro to nga moanhi ana, so daghan kay mga daghan og ano ba nga murag na discourage ko gamay because it's not we did not hit the right numbers ana, so ko adi na lang sa ko mo padayon, so I let it off for a while, and then eventually I hinahinay na ko kanang hinahinay ko ganahan mo luto-luto and all, and then part of that is that you be needing a lot of spices like sweet basil, rosemary, manginana ba, so these kaning mga herbs nga ginagamit dito na ko hinahinay og kuan, so kung I might try. So at first I bought some, nagpalit ko basil sa Robinsons, I no Robinsons but Rustan's in Cebu. Pagpalit na ko then namatay siya. So ko dili day ko green thumb and all. So later on nagbasa-basa ko, and then here comes Sir Leo Campos. Para niya wala may green thumb. You just have to know the science of farming. You just have to follow it, and once you take good care of the soil and kanang when you get to know the science of all of it, mawagtang yun ang ilang gingon nga dili ko green thumb. So I tried, and then I eventually enrolled into the NC2 dito sa Hoyohoy, and that's where I get to learn about organic farming and how to manage it. So from then on, murag dito na murag na nasugdan na nako ang passion. That's why April was there also for me. And Arvin, so kaming tulo, that's why it's called DB3. The three of us actually who conceptualize everything, and they helped me out with katong pag-start up sa Oroquieta.
So kuya karon nga nauso naman ang magtanom-tanom, daghan nangita og herbs. So do you have available potted herbs for sale? Let the audience know.
Yeah, actually daghang nangita noon, and in fact naginahinay po baligya, but right now I'm it's about to deplete na po, so I'm trying to propagate them para mas madaghan pa ang atong. So my mother plants di man ako nagid na sila pahilabtan. Okay, so although I'm starting out also, if you guys would love to have the sunflowers, I'm having some seedlings now, so probably in just a few days pwede na ako makabaligya og seedlings for sunflowers and all.
Okay, so sa tanang nangita dira og mga herbs, you may just PM Rio Taz de Barras on FB, or you also follow him on Instagram. Okay, at Rio Taz de Barras, and also check out their site, DB3 Farm and Campsite. Okay, so, and for your labeling concerns, according to our Provincial Director of DTI, Jane Marie Tabucan, that we are always welcome to the Negosyo Center. Okay, so you may just PM me or PM Rio Taz de Barras for that. Any additional words to our viewers this morning, Kuya Rio?
Kuan lang, siguro for those who are starting up, know your product well, know how to position it. Okay, that's very important. For the branding as well, ayaw kahadlok. All right, you can be radical if you want. Just you can be different as you want. Ayaw gid kahadlok, because this, tanan man gid na may risk good. Some people would go into the bandwagon if you want to go the other way around, and you think it's pwede gid siya, then go for it. You start believing from yourself, and then start sharing it to other people as well. So mona nga, you guys should also take advantage of the free consultation from DTI. You go to the Negosyo Center. They will really, really help you. Right. So, ayo kabalaka. I know all of us are struggling. All of us are struggling right now. Wala gyud ingon nga hayahay kaayo karon. But kita maningkamot ta. All right. And we're just so blessed because there are people who are willing to help everyone. There's DTI Miss Ok, who is very much willing to help you, to guide you and to coach you on how to run your business and all. So walang na siya kung i-kastorya sa inyo. Never ever, all right, never ever surrender. Right, we've got a lot of people. In fact, among mga kauban sa KMME, mga kabatch na mo, we help each other as well. We help promote the products as well. Muna nga, mas mayo ng ingon ana, you get to create your own network. You get to create people who will help you out as well. Mo shout out lang ko gamay, if you love to have coffee, kanang press coffee, the only one that's selling press coffee in Ozami City is that K Cafe. So you can check that out. Lami na ilang press coffee, diba? Barato pa gid. All right, I think that's about it. Thank you very much for having me, Engineer May.
Greet our viewers for this morning. Doña Baliena is locking in, saying hi to you. Ilda May Gallardo Montemor of K Cafe. Hello. Sir Jeff Klein of Auto Philippines, Misamis Occidental, as well as, of course, our DTI Misamis Occidental family. Ilina Gilo of DepEd, and my auntie, who is watching now all the way from the accounting office of a local of LGU. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in for this morning. And for Kuya Rio, I have here something for you to add up to your T2 essentials.
Thank you, Engineer May.
Okay, so magkita rataw niya. Thank you so much, Kuya. And you
bye.
say
Thank
bye.
you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kuya Rio, for that very informative discussion regarding product labeling and branding. So, gusto tayo na sa mga information karon ng punta. And I would also like to share. Okay, let's go now to our question and answers. You can get roasted and olive oil soap if you can answer the question, what FM station in Rizani's DB3 worked as a piece shopping in the late 90s and early 2000s? Okay, comment down your answers and you can get this prize. And we would also like to thank the Hermanas Pizza of Tango for deliveries 0912-892-0797, Baked Empanada, Bonsky on Facebook. We also have our street foods, the yummy street foods. So just text 0910-875-8094. And of course, Sir Oyes Mendoza's Ubi Cake, Purple Yum. And we have the newest delivery service here in Azamis for fresh lumpia, as well as what is this? A lechon belly. Any Cardi Gordovi on FB for free deliveries 093506957761. We also have our food supplements, organic lemongrass, Power 3, that have mangosteen capsule, and of course moringa, malunggay, that is very healthy. PM Salven L. Lagumbay on FB or now Parahinog on FB. And of course, Shello Second Cervantes for face mask and turban. And I would also like to thank Brian Fernandez of Edral Fernandez Jewelry Shop for the blings that I am wearing today. Okay, so let us have our pledge for this morning. During this season of pandemic, I pledge to buy local, eat local, and support local businesses that support me and my community. Okay, and I will be checking the winners later on, and I will be posting the winners. And again, this is Engineer May Alendaska, your internet blogger, reminding you all that the world awaits to see your journey, the market awaits to know your products. Thank you so much for this morning. Thank you so much again, Kuya Rio de Barras, for guesting. And next Monday, we will be talking about franchising with Mommy G or Gina Marasigan of Santino's Pizza in Pure Gold. Do watch out for that. Thank you guys and have a great week.